Hello, Trenchers! Coming at it with a Haven reaction. This album just dropped last night, or maybe it was like midnight, technically this morning or something. But I am doing a marathon right now. I'm going to be reacting to every single song on this album that I haven't heard yet. I just finished the first one that I hadn't heard, which is Now or Never. And now we are on to Into the Storm. If you're coming from the Now or Never video, thank you so much for coming back. I'm guessing that if you're here, you're enjoying this. So let's, without further ado, jump right into it. And let's see what tasty banquets Josh has prepared for us and the other boys in the trench.
Found the will but lost the nerve.
I'm immediately getting Forget Me Not. I'm immediately getting maybe a little bit of Porcelain. Just in vibe, No specific nod in the first 3 seconds of the song. But let's go. Okay, so what I've decided to do is I'm going to try my best not to do so much pausing through this. And then once I hit the end of the song, I'll go back and try to give my my actual thoughts and analyses on it. And if I had a piece of paper, I would be taking notes, but I don't, so we're pulling up the trusty notepad. Let's get that pulled up. All right, we got a notepad window pulled up. I will take notes of timestamps when I hear cool things, and then I will come back to it at the end. So let's jump right into it. Again, if you're coming from the last ones, thank you for being here. Thank you for your continued support and presence. Hit the like and subscribe, If you're having a good time sitting here listening to this with me, getting my opinions and thoughts from a music production standpoint, then, by all means, hit the like and subscribe. Come around, hang out with my other content. That said, let us go into the storm.
Found the will but lost the nerve. Any day now, lips to fill with empty words. Like I can change now, below me or below you. The old me, the old you. We never surrender, just repeat this long goodbye. A broken record always on the radio of mine. Even after all this time, we dance around it. I can never say it though. I can never say it though. It's not giving up.
Okay, so I've already got 3 things that I want to talk about, but the 4th thing that just happened that I feel comfortable pausing to talk about is the arrangement so far, which I guess will kind of knock out 2 of these 3 things, so I can delete those. Awesome. So arrangement so far, we start with piano and vocal super stripped away, and then we get these like string swells added in, which is, basically just, and for those of you who haven't watched the Now or Never reaction, I have a synth off to my right, or I guess maybe in the video is mirrored, I don't know. But I have a synth off to my right, and I'm kind of using it for demonstration purposes. So the swells are basically just like you play a chord and then you make it fade in. Right, so they're doing that with strings. As I think I've mentioned in the video for Down to You, I know from following Josh's Instagram that they do record live strings, so I have very little doubt that this is a real orchestra with real musicians, or at least a real quartet. I would bet it's probably a real, symphony orchestra on this album. But the arrangement, so you bring in the string swells, and then the kick comes in, and this really interesting thing happens. So let's back it up a little bit. I said I wasn't going to do this, but you know what? We're doing it.
Let's repeat this long
So you're hearing the tempo right now as here I'll clap to it.
This long goodbye, a broken record always on the radio of mine.
If I had to guess, I would say that's probably about I can tell you exactly what that is. Hold on. I have, so if we look, no TikTok. I have an app on my phone, which I would suggest you all get if you're musicians of any sort. Soundbrenner. It's a free app. Not sponsored, but hey, Soundbrenner, reach out to me. It's a free app that has a built-in like tap tempo function. So if I'm wondering what the tempo is for a song, be it a song that I'm listening to or a song that I'm writing or a song that I'm doing a cover of, I can audiate the song in my head, which is basically just imagining that you're hearing the song. And then you can tap the tempo, like on your screen there's a little tap button, and it'll spit out the tempo for you. So, long good. Okay, so that's probably about 75 or 76 beats per minute, and you saw how fast that was. That amazing technology that we've had since, like, probably the 80s or 90s. So, we're hearing the tempo is like 75 BPM, which is pretty slow. But watch what happens when the kick drum comes in.
Even after all this
Whoa.
time,
Suddenly we're at 150.
dance around it, I can never say it though. I can never say it though.
Also, I don't know if it comes in with the kick drum or if it comes in after the kick drum, but you can hear, I'm sorry I'm so itchy today. You start to get low end, and what we're going to see is that they're going to do like a bait and switch on us where they have this kick come in at 150 beats per minute, playing what I'm assuming is quarter notes. I'm guessing that this song, the tempo was set at 150. The metronome they all recorded to was 150, because with closer subdivisions, it's a little easier to stay in time, in my experience. So, then you get the kick coming in with 150, and you get all this low end coming in, like the cellos start playing, the basses start playing, and then they're going to bait and switch us and strip everything back to piano and vocal again. It's a really commonly used trick, but it's really commonly used for a reason, and that is because holy shit does it work.
I can never say it though. It's not giving up.
There we go.
It's surrender.
Woo!
We were born to step into the storm.
That's different. Okay.
Begin again to chase the dance. It ain't the same now.
I love these lyrics.
Shed my skin and face the chance and change my name now. Below me, below you, the old me, the old you.
Ooh.
Never surrender, just repeat this long goodbye. A broken record always on the radio. Always on the radio.
Love that. That's such a cool line.
This time we dance around it. I can never say it though. I can never say it though. We were born to step into the
Yes! Okay. When does that hit?
never say it though. I can never say it though. We were born to step into the
2 minutes and 10 seconds before the song really kicks in. And we thought it was going to kick in.
with my say
I thought it was gonna like really kick into something at 1 minute in. We got like a full 2 minutes and 20 or 10 seconds or something. Yeah, 2:10. It's this delayed gratification that makes some of the songs by this band so good to listen to over and over again. Because if you spend half the song waiting for it to really open up and get big, it just makes you want to keep coming back to it. I don't know if it does that for everyone. It certainly does that for me. Wow, that's cool. Whoa, 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 whoa. What am I hearing there? What was that? What was that? What was that? I know that's a callback. I forget the song. Hold up. Hold up. Let me do some sleuthing. I know that's something that they've done before, very specifically. That's an Astoria thing! That's Astoria! 237. I'm at 237. 237. Just so I don't forget. Hold up. We're going to Astoria. I'm sorry. I'm so excited by this that I have to. Hold on. Let me think. Am I looking in the wrong place? Hold on. I'll say, if it doesn't make me stronger, kills me, it's gonna be wait, is that end of an era? What? It's end of an era. Hold on, I'll point it out. I'll point it out. Where is it though? Wait. Am I not remembering this right? Hold on. Is it Astoria? Yeah. It's right here. It's right here. So, 542 in Astoria. I need to remember that. 542. Let's go back. And where did that happen in this? Okay, so 542. So listen to this transition. Yeah, so the, like, big vocal chord that just fades away into nothing, that's a super, super specific thing. Now, Astoria. This is the only other time I've ever heard this done in, like, any song. That's definitely a callback. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's, like, formally a callback, but, like, it's a production level reference, right? It's something that was done in one of their other songs that has a very, very specific sound to it. Okay. So we're at 237. I'm so sorry that I keep pausing this. Interesting choice. Vocal and bass. Oh, that's cool.
We were born to step into the storm.
Whoa. Okay, so I hope I made it through that with a little bit less pausing. I don't think I did. But this video is like 10 minutes shorter than the last one, so, you know, I'll take it. Notes I specifically had that I wanted to bring up. So, listen to the composition here, listen to the production. Listen to the vocal reverb, and there might also be some on that piano.
Any day now, lips to fill with empty words. Like I can change now, below me or below you. The old me, the old you.
So his voice is really far up front in this mix, which is what you'd expect. But the reverb just so nicely sits back there, right? So something about reverb that I think is really important to keep in mind is if you listen to the tone of this reverb, it's not a super bright it's not super bright. And this is something that a guy I took a bit of a masterclass from a few weeks ago pointed out that a lot of producers are doing, and I think it's great. I've been doing it, but him calling attention to it kind of made me feel like, you know, all right, this is like actually something that's done in the industry. EQ your reverbs, man. Do like the Abbey Road thing. Take out the low end and take out the super high end. Those really shimmery reverbs, like that has to be an artistic choice. If you want a reverb on something and you want the reverb to just sit and be comfortable, don't make it so bright. You don't want a super bright reverb, right? So that's something that I had a note about. And then let's listen to the second verse, how the vocal production changes. And we're at about 120.
Again to chase the dance.
All of a sudden, we have no reverb on those vocals.
We were born to step into the storm.
All of a sudden, no more reverb.
Begin again to chase the dance. It ain't the same now.
Once again, like I said in the Now or Never reaction, I'm hearing like a roomy, like very tight, short reverb. Very short, very boxy. Kind of a honky reverb, but like it's got value to it, right? Like you can tell it was an artistic decision, and it just works, right?
Shed my skin and face the chance and change my name now.
When I say short reverb, I mean that it doesn't carry on at all. Like this reverb is in and out in like fraction. It's like less than 1 second of decay on this reverb. Decay is just how long it takes to fade out. Synthesizer, for example. So here is a note with a short decay. Why am I not getting noise? Oh, because I had the volume set at 0. So there's short decay. Here is longer decay. I'm pressing the key for the same amount of time. I'm just going. But when I have the decay or the release set longer, that press takes longer to fade away. That's all that's meant.
Below me, below you, the old me, the old you. We never surrender, just repeat this long goodbye.
All of a sudden, the reverb's back.
A broken record, always on the radio, always on the radio. And
I love that synthesizer line. It took me off guard the first time I heard it, but man, is it ever good in there.
this time we dance around it. I can never say it though. I can never say it. We were born to step into the
So you hear how the synth is getting like ducked down every time the kick hits? That is called... I need to see if I can find a way to explain this without going into my DAW. That's a technique called side chaining, and it's different from arpeggiation, and the reason that you're able... The way that you're able to distinguish between side chaining and arpeggiation, because they're both pretty... They're both rhythmic elements to sounds, right? So, if something's arpeggiated, you get the fresh attack. You get, like, the fresh, hard attack of every instantiation of the arpeggiator, right? So whatever your tempo's set to, you get the attack. Whereas with a side chain, what they're doing... And I need to see if I can find an analogy that'll make this make sense. But I'm not having much luck. So, what they're doing is they have their synth chords playing. And of course I have it in unison mode. They have their chords playing. Those aren't the chords. Those are now or never chords. But, like, they have their chords playing. And... They have the synthesizer, the audio that was recorded from the synth, is watching, it's watching the kick drum. And every time that kick drum hits, they put an audio processing tool on the synthesizer called a compressor. The compressor, which is controlling the volume, for lack of a less technical term, the compressor watches the volume of the kick drum instead of watching the volume of the synth like it normally would. But when the kick drum hits, the compressor adjusts the volume of the synthesizer instead of the volume of the kick. So what you get is this really neat rhythmic effect that I can replicate with an arpeggiator, where where you get this, every time the kick hits, your synthesizer gets ducked down really fast, and then the compressor lets go, and it comes back up. So, like I said, this isn't like a perfect example, because that's not side chaining. That's an arpeggiator set to arpeggiate a sound that just has a longer attack, which means it takes longer to come in. So short attack, longer attack, really long attack. Yeah. So that's that. I think that is all I really had to talk about with Into the Storm. Man, this video is also 26 minutes. Okay. Again, I want to thank you for watching. If you're enjoying this, please do hand me off a like and subscribe. Please, Mr. May I have another? It would be great. We're starving out here. So without further ado, I will move on to ancient history. So if you're enjoying this series, please do pop over to ancient history, which should be recommended up next, and I will see you there. Bye bye.